We're going live here, Lenny Melnick's Fantasy Sports Network, folks. This is Cha-Cha for Lenny Melnick's Fantasy Sports Network. And today, back after the July 4th festivities. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves and is back unharmed. I didn't do any fireworks myself. I really haven't been into that in a very, very long time as far as doing having the fireworks done at my house. Basically now it's whatever my neighbors are doing or whatever's going around the neighborhood. I'll just pretty much check out, watch them blow up their money. That's pretty much all it is to me. I mean, my friend I went to his house a few years ago. He spent about $3,000 on fireworks. I mean, he had a tremendous display. Has a big family and a big house upstate in New York. But, he had a ton. I mean, his garage was full. I mean, he had a lot of colorful stuff. You know, some blow-ups, a lot of things that blew up. But for the most part, it was more colorful stuff, which is really what I like to look at. I mean, hearing the bombs go off and stuff like that, I just don't get it. I mean, when I was a kid, it was fun. But now that I'm older, I don't get the whole, throw a bomb out my window and, watch, somebody get scared or stuff like that. I mean, I haven't gone out yet, so I have to always, when you're in New York like I am, normally after the 4th of July, you get, if your car is not damaged or there's not fireworks stuff all over your car, near your car, you just hope that, nobody, because sometimes the stuff when it goes up in the air, guess what, folks, it comes down. Sometimes it comes down hot. And when it comes down hot and it hits your vehicle, sometimes you have some damage to your vehicle. So that's, honestly, it's happened to me before where I had to check out my car. Now we're going to go over some, we had a lot of moves actually last night. Waiver wire moves, drops, quite a few things last night. More than I expected, but people are really on that waiver wire. Hot and heavy for the most part. More than I expected. I thought more people would be out there, on 4th of July enjoying themselves and taking care of their, good times, having a few drinks and all. But some people did spend some time on the waiver wire last night. And in one of our leagues, we have an AL-only league. It was an auction league that we did early in the league. 10-team league. Friend of mine, Beach Bum, who I just met out in South Carolina last week, he bid. Actually, he didn't spend any money at all for Heath Hembree or Ombre or whatever you want. Hembree, however you say it. Heath Hembree of the Red Sox, another guy in the bullpen now. Who knows, maybe he's going to get a couple of saves. That's what he's hoping for. He dropped Ivan Nova for him. He also picked up Aaron Sanchez. I believe Aaron Sanchez is pitching today for nothing. Another guy he didn't spend any money on. I think he's going up against the Orioles today. He's trying to get a streamer start today, and hopefully he gets a decent start out of Aaron Sanchez. Aaron Sanchez once was kind of a prominent pitcher that was looked like he was going to have a pretty good career, but blisters and just hasn't pitched well in the last few years. Here and there, he'd give you a good start, but Beach Bum's hoping for one tonight. He dropped Felix Pena for Aaron Sanchez. Myself, I'm looking at the second half already at some of the guys I try to pick up because that's the way you got to do it sometimes, folks. You got to look ahead. You got to look ahead on your waiver wires, and I'm not sure if this guy is going to get his starting gig in the second half of the Cleveland Indians. But he was bid kind of aggressively on a couple of weeks ago. His name Aaron Savelli. And I had to bid absolutely nothing for him. So I took a shot and picked him up for nothing. I dropped the Trent Thornton of the Blue Jays. Trent Thornton's been mostly bad, more than not this year. He's not giving you much hope. Might have had 2 or 3 decent starts, but for the most part, he's been a bust. Occasional streamer, but for the most part, Trent Thornton is not worth having on your team. That's why I dumped him like nobody's business, just like that. That's what he's flushed him right down the toilet. That's where he went. Goodbye, Mr. Thornton. I also checking out my waiver wires. Kind of like this kid, Frankie Barreto, for the Oakland A's. He hasn't gotten a good opportunity yet to start, and now he may. So I dropped Chad Pinder for him. My Chad Pinder and him, I thought might be fighting out for. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Lenny. Donkey Okie. Good morning, everybody in the chat room. I dumped him for Chad Pinder. Chad Pinder's got a little more player eligibility, but I got a feeling this kid Barreto is finally going to get a little playing time, and I'll take a shot with him. And I actually didn't pay anything for him, so I took a shot. That's what it is. Taking a shot at Chad Pinder or Frankie Barreto, whichever one tickles my fancy right now. Frankie Barreto is tickling my fancy. Also, a guy for the second half I picked up is Jamie Barrera of the Los Angeles Angels. All these guys I paid absolutely nothing for in this AL only league. And I dropped, finally, I couldn't take it no more. I had to drop Jose Alvarado. Alvarado has been a bust for the whole year. We thought he was going to be the closer out in Tampa Bay, but he's done absolutely nothing for most teams, but enlarged their ERAs and whips. So I say goodbye to him, and without any fanfare. We got Lenny coming up in 17 minutes, folks. Lenny Melnick's Fantasy Baseball Podcast will be up at 9 o'clock. Lenny will be there today, recapping yesterday's games and a lot more than that. This is Cha-Cha for Lenny Melnick's Fantasy Sports Network. We'll continue with our waiver wires as the leader of this league, Leclerc Gallo. For $4, he picked up Robbie Grossman, and he finally got the grossest man out of his team. That would be Billy Hamilton. Billy Hamilton has, I think, 9 RBIs this year, folks, playing regularly. That's hard to do. Very hard to do. I don't know if he's got more stolen bases than RBIs. That's a possibility. Maybe he has... He's just a terrible ball player. He's a good fielder. Otherwise, he would be in the minor leagues. I don't think his job is... I would be hard-pressed to say Billy Hamilton is going to be starting. Come August 1st, I don't think this team could continue to keep this guy on a regular playing basis. Billy Hamilton's like just bouncing all over the place on waiver wires with good reason. He probably shouldn't be on your team. My man Leclerc Gallo, who also is leading the league, he's about 7 to 8 points ahead of me and Andrea in this league. He picked up Danny Jansen, who's been hot lately. Finally, Danny Jansen is giving you what you thought he was going to give you when you drafted him back in March. For $11, he picked up Danny Jansen. He dropped Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians. Jordan's been up and down. Not a big loss there for Mr. Gallo. Danny Jansen has been a productive hitter and a productive catcher right now for the Blue Jays. And I think that's a pretty decent pickup going forward with Mr. Danny Jansen. Our boy Doug from the Dugout, has a show at 10 o'clock on Saturdays here at Lenny Melnick's Fantasy Sports Network. Picked up Mike Bouchard. He dropped the guy earlier in the week, so he had an open spot for $7. He's also a Blue Jay, I believe, and he had his first home run. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So hopefully Doug's thinking this guy might have some kind of a future on his roster. I say good luck to that maneuver. Hopefully he gets some playing time. That would be all the moves for that league, which is quite a few for an AL-only league, I must say, folks. Now, Lenny Melnick's Fantasy League, that is a 14-team Roto League. We got a few moves going there. And the girl that leads this league, Michelle Pollack, who leads this league, continues to lead the league and has led for the most part of this league. She picked up Chad Green. Absolutely nothing for him. She didn't pay a nickel for him and dropped Jason Kipnis. Jason Kipnis had looked like he had a hot week or two, and she dropped him like a hot pancake for Chad Green. She also picked up Drew Pomerantz. Drew Pomerantz has pitched a little better than normal for him, I'd say, because he's not that great of a pitcher. But he strikes out. He's striking out a lot of guys this year, believe it or not. And she had to drop Tommy La Stella for him. That hurt. Now, Tommy La Stella got hurt. He's going to be out for a couple of months. He might even be out for the rest of the season. Tommy La Stella has been probably one of the greatest fantasy waiver wire picks up pickups this year. You got him for absolutely nothing. The production he's given you is far past anything you could have ever expected from Tommy La Stella. That's for sure. So she got her money's worth and then some. And who knows, maybe her lucky charm will continue with Drew Pomerantz. I don't doubt her because she has been leading this league. She knows what she's doing. Our boy Unholy dropping Trevor Williams. Wow, Trevor Williams. Finally, I guess his golden ticket is gone. Trevor Williams is back on the waiver wire, folks. And for absolutely nothing, he picked up Mike Leake. Mike Leake will join Unholy's squad today. And good luck to him on that move. Mike Leake, Trevor Williams, throw him up in the air. I don't know what you get with either one of those guys going forward. Personally, they're a streamer pitchers to me only, if that, at best. Unholy also picked up new kid on the block, Tommy Edelman, just brought up a couple of days ago for the St. Louis Cardinals. Kid's been hot for the most part when he gets in there. I don't know how much playing time he's going to get going forward, but hey, he got him for absolutely nothing. He dropped catcher Francisco Mejia for him. Another guy that is not going to kill you by dropping a guy like that. I mean, if you're in a one-catcher league, there's plenty of catchers this year. Believe it or not, there's more catchers this year that are producing than I've seen in many, many, many years. And a lot of these guys aren't got great names, but they got the stats. And that's what we're here for, folks. Stats, and more stats. If you got the stats and you're playing catcher, any way you can get a catcher that gives you some kind of stats, you're happy to have them on your team. And this year, more than not, the Sanchez's and the Real Mutos, yes, they produced, but that was supposed to happen. The rest of these guys that are coming through, the Christian Vasquez is now in the Danny Jansen's of the world, and you get a guy like even Francisco and Severino, the kids from Pedro Severino from the Orioles have been producing. So get a guy here or there. Good morning, Unholy. He's Tim Anderson's injury has forced your hand. I understand that, so you have to pick up a guy here and there, and a guy like Tommy Edelman, well, if he gets some playing time and he gets hot, you throw him on your roster and you pray that he produces for you. Another team in the league, Lourdes. Now, Lourdes must mean Lourdes Gurriel, because Lourdes Gurriel, Toronto Blue Jays, has been hot as a pistol. And you got to find his name on the waiver wire, that's for sure. Thankfully, I picked him off the waiver wire just before he got hot. And he's guided me helpfully big time since I picked him back up. So Lourdes Gurriel, one of the hottest players in baseball since he's been brought up back from the minor leagues. Now, Lourdes there, the name of the team that is, picked up Miguel Rojas, who's been kind of hot lately for the Miami Marlins. Nobody really gives the guy any respect. He was only $2 it cost the guy. And, hey, listen, he didn't have to pay up more than $2 for Miguel Rojas. He dropped somebody earlier in the week for him. And now he'll have Miguel Rojas, as he plays almost every position, it seems, in everything but catcher and pitcher, I think Miguel Rojas plays, as far as I know. So, again, another guy you can use, fit him in any spot, utility, second base, shortstop, I think third base, first base. He's a little bit of everything, this dude. Good morning, Lenny. And so, hey, what the hell? I mean, he's not going to kill your team, and and right now he's hot, so for $2, good luck there. Now we got our last but not least, our Trucker Rob Flying High League. It's our head-to-head league. Love my head-to-head league. And to 14-team head-to-head league. Now myself, I made a little maneuver there. I finally gave up on old Randy Greichuk. Hello. My team has gotten better offensively, and Randy Greichuk didn't fit the mold. I have a couple of bench spots that I'd rather have pitching instead of hitting. And my pitching has been brutal. So I'm trying to pick up a little whip, a little ERA, a couple of strikeouts. I pick up who I drafted when I first, back in March. He was on my roster, Adam Ottavino of the Yankees. I have Adam Ottavino now, hoping to lower my whip, ERA, and give me a couple of strikeouts. Times are tough, man. Some of these pitchers on my roster, the Vince Velasquez's of the world, and guys like that, whoa, boy. I mean, I have some real winners on my roster that have been sucking. I mean, my roster, I have guys that get 18.60 ERAs. I had a guy the other day, I think he pitched a half inning. He gave me 162.00 ERA. I never heard of such a thing. Pitched, I think, 1 to 1
0.1 batter. I think he got through. That was it. But that was Rick Porcello, the great Rick Porcello. Now, I